Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Derp Your Hooves. So, I am hoping and praying that everything's working on my end. And I don't say that jokingly. So anyhow, let's have another episode of Derp Your Hooves. I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long and I haven't made any videos. So much has happened actually in my personal life. I had to take a break from simming. Not to mention just the absolute dumpster fire that happened lately with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and with the NVIDIA driver in January. So let's see. So right now we are in the WB Sim, which used to be the LPL Logistics, Cessna 152, and we are in the Pink Menace version, and I actually put this livery out on flightsim.to. So it's out there if you have the Cessna 152 by WB Sim. It's the new version of the LPL, the something logistics. This isn't necessarily a new plane. It's a new version or a new name. Anyhow, so Cessna 152. Now, again, this is my own custom livery. This is the Pink Menace livery, and I'm sharing it with y'all on flightsim.to. Should be drag and drop. If you don't like pink and black, then you're not going to like this livery. So, you know, I can't say enough about this aircraft. It's a great airplane. It's much better than the Asobo stock version. And I have flown it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'm just not flying Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 right now. For so many reasons, and let's just leave it at that. I guess I'll go explore it. I hear there was a patch lately, and I'll go see if that's so, and what changes were done, and see if it's any better before I make a video using that version of the simulator. So again, this here, this aircraft, I know we're not doing a full flight. We're just kind of doing a small clip here. This aircraft it really is great. It has much better flight dynamics. And again, so I have flown this in 2024. It flies pretty well. There's a couple of graphics issues. That's just Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. There's bugs. So I'm doing it in 2020. I seem to think that 2020 is the better out of their two sims. And so the fact that it works a lot more reliably is great. So let's see about the NVIDIA driver. So there was an NVIDIA driver update in January of 2025, and it just took down my PC. Just killed the graphics driver. Wow. I mean, I almost thought that I fried my monitor at one point. I mean, it was crazy. And I thought that maybe it was just something with the sim. That was kind of frightening, honestly. I kind of all of a sudden felt this burning sensation in my wallet. And I was like, no, not more equipment. What's wrong? Because I never would have updated the graphics driver. Honestly, had I not maybe thought that it was such a good idea, because I was like, oh, well, maybe it'll stop the stuttering in the sim, and maybe I've just been, playing with the video drivers to try and get the sim to stop stuttering. So, this is a great plane. Really loving it. I'm not so sure what the difference between the LPL Logistics and the WB Sim is. I will include a download link in the video description for this. Now it's going to be a Google Drive, and they have a Discord server because they've decided not to advertise on flightsim.to. Boy, there's drama in the flight sim world, and it's just all over the place, as if there wasn't enough drama in the world right now. There's lots of drama in the flight sim world. So, I'm not getting into flightsim.to politics. They're just, I use them, and I like them. Guess you just gotta kind of do with what you're given, unless you want to do it all on your own. So this is a great aircraft, and hey, you know what? Why are we not? We're flying on autopilot. Now we're flying a heading setting, and I'm just flying over Los Angeles, LA County, Ventura County right now. Right now I'm actually over Ventura County. Headed towards Santa Barbara-ish. Not really going to do a landing in this. I'm just kind of, doing just a quick video. So, if you like high-wing planes and you want to get back to basics, this is a great plane. The flight model is really good. It's much better than the stock Asoba 152. And remember, it's a 152, so it's a little two-seater, and it's not really, it's not much faster than the 172. It's slower than the 172. But it's free. Hey, everybody, it's free, and, it's a really good airplane. It really is. And the windows open up. I mean, it's got all these extra little features, so, I think, honestly, you really can't beat it for free. I know some people I've looked on the Discord forum for it, and some people have had some complaints, some bugs, and so I'm gonna say, and let's just kill the autopilot, because I think we're gonna just maybe kind of just come off of autopilot here, because there's the airport that I want down there. So what am I gonna say about bugs? Oh, so it's a custom aircraft, right? And we all know that anything not official in Flight Sim 2020 in your community folder could cause issues and conflicts, and it's almost kind of like the old days of Windows, when you would have all these conflicts and stuff with software and third-party thises, and but now it's just with the simulator, quite possibly Windows 11. So I'm really liking this little plane. Now, they don't have the Aerobat version. How I love the little windows above. Oh, there's Pinky on the... Yeah, that's a little plus. So they don't have the little windows up top. Those little windows are so cool on the Aerobat. And so there is no Aerobat version of this. It's just a 152. So you got an autopilot. You got the option for the GTN 750. And remember, you can get that for free. But you can also pay for it. The payware version's better. So actually, every time I fire up my free version now, most of the time, about 90-something% of the time, it says, hey, consider, switching to the pay version. And it's like, hey, guys, no. Thank you so much for releasing a free version, though, with, some limited functionality. So I kind of want to give a shout out to, all the third-party developers who do stuff, and it's not all for free. And oh, you guys get to hear all the background noise because I'm not closing my window. So hopefully it's not a garbage truck, or could be a weed whacker, maybe a leaf blower. Who knows? So anyhow, but I heard that. So my shout out again to all the third-party developers for the simulator, everybody who makes stuff and releases it for free. You guys really improved the sim, and hopefully, I so hope, that we all, I guess, fix 2024 for Asobo, as they slowly fix it themselves, hopefully. But hey, you guys make a huge difference. You guys actually help make the sim be something better than what it is out of the box. And I say that because actually, in specific with this plane, the 152 was one of the first planes that I flew in this version of the sim when I originally got it, and there was no WB Sim. Because I pretty much got 2020, from the get-go. I got it on Steam on the early release. It wasn't a beta release. It was just an early release. And, I was impressed, and I went through the growing pains with that. Not quite like the growing pains of 2024, but let's not talk about 2024. Let's try and stay positive, and let's just focus on 2020. So, yeah, with the 152, I started out because I was like, hey, I was flying DCS before, and DCS is also a good simulator, but I'll be honest with you, I was kind of like, hey, as much as I'd, love to play fighter pilot, as close as I can get without actually being in the military and not dying on combat sorties when I get shot down by other people or by the computer, learning how to fly would be cool too. And then Microsoft Flight Simulator came out with 2020, and I was like, oh, I because I've flown previous versions of this, and I'm like, all these airports worldwide, and it's like, well, and maybe, no combat yet, maybe ever, but again, there's so many airports, so you actually get to learn how to fly, and again, it's kind of fun with the 152 because it's such a small basic plane, and it really is, and it's actually something that some student pilots learn on when they try and get their private pilot's license. Although they don't make it. Cessna doesn't make this aircraft anymore. They have a new small, lightweight... we should probably bring our mixture in. They have a new small, lightweight, whatever, plane for people who can't afford the 172, which is also a nice plane. But so this is a great plane, again, if you just kind of want to practice some of your basics or learn how to fly. And to be honest with you, I've read some of the comments too about it. Everyone's like, oh, Pony, maybe you should. It's like, no, you're right. Maybe instead of, trying to tackle airliners, I should try something a little more basic and learn the basics of flight and landing. And yes and no, but it's always fun to get back to flying something small. And really, yeah, doing the basics. Because when you practice the basics of flight, you... Look at this. I am gonna land after all. And I really should have... Yeah, I'm doing this just for the video, by the way. I really should have seen what direction the wind is, see if I'm headed in upwind or not, but, we'll be alright. So, it's good because it gives you kind of that help in learning how to fly. So that, just like any other pilot, you have to start with something small and then work your way up. So that when you do maybe say I want to take on the PMD G777, at least you have the basics of flight down before you start tackling all the real super complicated systems on the 777 from PMDG, which, by the way, I was working on. Yeah, it just teaches you general flying because one of the fun things, and this kind of makes flying fun too, is it's all good and fun, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to throw DCS in there again. It's all good and fun to go up and fly around and learn weapon systems, and that's totally different than average flying. But you've got to know where you're going, and you've got to know how to fly, and you've got to know the basics of flight. Even to fly an airplane, because, fighter pilots have to learn that. Or they're like, hey, buddy, guess what? Guess who's not going to be a fighter pilot in this military? Like, yeah, you. So, it's fun. It may not be for everybody, but if you guys want to check out a really great 152 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I'll leave the link. And again, if you're flying 2024, and you can put whatever comments you want about 2024 in my video, or how you feel or think about it, this does work. There's a couple of small glitches with the graphics on this, but it flies pretty good. There's some lighting issues, more or less, but it still flies pretty good in 2024. So it's either or, but not my livery. Don't try my livery. I discovered that. Don't try it in 2024. I don't know why. But it will work just fine in 2020. But the aircraft itself is great. And look at that, Pony. You're coming in way too high. And you're coming in too fast. That's not good. But how many notches of flap do I have? 2 notches of flap. So did Pony come in downwind? How did he do this? Or is it coming in with a tailwind? I don't know, really. I'm just going to land this thing. Hopefully without a bounce. And I should try and land on the numbers. So at a little bit below 60, this thing is going to stall out, and I kind of don't want to do that. I just kind of want to get straight if there's no real crosswind, which I'm not really seeing it. I'm not having a crab on in. Maybe I can just plop her down and then taxi to parking out here in Oxnard. Oh, looks like by some kind of magical forces I did fly into the wind. Awesome. That's kind of cool, because there's our windsock right there, so I think we're alright. So, we're not going to make the numbers. Maybe we should try for the markers down there. And, yeah, it's going to stall out. Rough landing, hard landing, floaty landing, floaty pony landing. Yep, there's the stall horn. Yeah, that's not bad, I guess. So, Cessna 152 from WB Sim. It's free. That's lots of fun. Really lots of fun. And let's just pull off the taxiway before we go in the external view and veer off the taxi line for you guys. Look, but I already saw your pink pony livery pony. Not very manly of you. Okay, well, that's cool too. And that's back to the taxiway. So, there we go. And let's bring our flaps up. And that's pretty much it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to taxi this on into parking and shut her down. But, as I go on over to parking, I'm going to say thank you for watching Derp Your Hooves. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to make a video. It's been like, what, a month? But it looks like we got all the sim, well, this sim up and running again. Good enough. And it looks like we got our OBS and everything else going after that. So, for everyone who watches Derp Your Hooves, thank you for subscribing. Subscribers, you help make this channel possible. And for everyone else, hey, why don't you go ahead and smash that subscribe button, maybe the like button. Because, hey, you guys also help make this channel happen. And, whether you find my channel funny, or it's not your thing, or you hate it, or you're like, I don't like Pony and his stuff, that would mean you don't like it. You never know. So whether you find it funny, informative, helpful, whatever it is for you, guys, just know that you guys make this channel possible. So let's go on over here and Parker. Do. I'll just park it right here. Gently, pony. Gently. So, thank you for watching Derp Your Hooves, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the skies.